so, and another thing that I tell people to do, and I've done with both colds or flus, is get that tea and get it really hot and sit there and like actually just do a little steam while I'm drinking the tea all day, and really always having hot tea and water by the side of the bed, and as much as possible, just. And the great thing about the demulcents too is it'll help you hold the water in your body, so that your body will you'll be less likely to pee out that water when you get that slimy stuff in there. So it's really good for hydration too.
Now I should clarify taking demulcents internally. One of the things that you can begin to have fun with as you begin to develop more of an experience around herbs is tailoring the herb to the delivery vehicle and moving things around over the course of an illness. As you think, oh, I'm going to take this externally and this internally, and sometimes you're taking the same stuff internally as you're putting on externally. Works quite well that way.
And I'll say here, make sure if you have wood heat or if your house gets very dry in the winter, there's a lot of evidence to show that people whose respiratory tracts are dried out are more likely to get colds and flus. So consider putting a big pot of water always on top of your stove. Keep the air in your house hydrated, or even get some sort of a humidifier for your bedroom at night. It's important.
How would the presence of like a humid, moldy house affect the flu?
If you have a sensitivity to mold, it could lower your immune system.
But other than that, there wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, and some molds are more toxic. Some molds are toxic to everybody. So something like getting it checked out what kinds of molds you have. But if you're somebody who doesn't have a sensitivity to mold, then it's less of a concern.
What do you think about saunas? I mean, I know they're really drying, but if you went into the sauna and poured the water on the stove and put some oil, that could have a similar effect as raising your body temperature.
John Burton has certainly recommended, particularly as a preventative. You do need to be a little careful if you're dealing with and around a fever as to when you choose to go into a sauna or not. Generally, you're trying to be moderate with yourself around that time. But in terms of a prophylactic, for example, you think you've just been exposed to someone with a flu who sneezed on you, get into a sauna. Or one of the things he was recommending was smudging it, getting into a small bathroom, filling it full of steam and smudging the whole place, and basically taking a smudge bath and inhaling.
And there's also evidence showing that towns in the plague times, that towns where there was a lot of smudging going on, there was a lower mortality rate.
Sage?
Sure, yeah, sage or incense cedar. But also be aware, I will say with steams, and I know this for myself constitutionally, make sure that you're not, saunas. You can definitely deplete your vital forces if you over sauna or over steam if you're constitutionally weak to that. So, I always make sure, because I can be sensitive, that I have like a good solid soup and that I feel very robust when I go in. I tend to not sauna in really weak times and really make sure you're well hydrated.
I think one of the things certainly I'm inclined to do over the course of the next few weeks, because flu season is approaching. Generally, flu season is considered October, March, with a high point December, February, coming up fast. One of the things I'm certainly hoping to do over the course of the next few weeks is maybe simplify and refine a little bit more of this information, perhaps get it up onto the website so that it's in a form that's more accessible in terms of, for example, what herbs you might take in what quantities and what combinations. One of the areas that we haven't tackled today, and I don't intend to in a short time, is that we do have certain herbs available to us a little bit more drug-like in terms of their effect. They're a little more dangerous in terms of the caution with which you need to use them. And we do have some of those herbs that do have a history of very potent antiviral use, so that if this pandemic appears to morph into something potentially more severe, we do have a whole new level of botanicals that we can turn to that have proven effective dealing with highly lethal influenzas in the past.
Can you give out that website address one more time?
Yes, it's seedambassadors.org/avalon/influenza.htm.
What was that word after the first forward slash?
Avalon, A-V-A-L-O-N.
Can you say the whole thing again?
Yes, seedambassadors.org/avalon/influenza.htm. /Avalon/influenza.htm. And if you feel there are any resources you would like to see us put up there, please don't hesitate to let me know.
I just wanted the herbs you named, are you talking about once you feel like you're catching something, this is what, because that's how I use it when it's,
You can, generally one of the ways we work in herbalism is that in terms of preventative, we'll often use smaller doses of the same herbs that we would tend to use dealing with.
okay, so
But
this is a
yes, but one of the things that we do, one of the remarkable aspects of herbalism's potential in terms of addressing this pandemic is that we do have ways to tailor our herbal approach to each specific stage of the illness in terms of long-term prevention in the face of an immediate threat, what happens if we think if we come down with it, what we do over the separate stages of the illness. Now, to a degree, you can tailor it depending on your level of sophistication. It can get pretty simple, but we do have an ability to get very sophisticated in terms of how we deal with particular symptoms as well as particular causes. And that's perhaps something we'll put a little bit more information out there about, especially with a focus on the local products that we can use to do that.
What about homeopathy? I know you were going to use it for fever, but
Oh, I didn't know anything about homeopathy. I wouldn't know.
Well, I just heard if you're taking echinacea as a preventive, then when you actually do start getting sick, it might not be as effective. Any garlic clearly you can eat all the time, but elderberry too, I use more. Do you use that as a preventive?
You could in small doses. That's a little bit less my approach. I tend to do, I do garlic really, really regularly, but I tend to do just really the diet, lifestyle, hydration, sort of make sure I'm getting all my micronutrients.
And then when you feel the symptoms coming, it's like,
but my body is running ultimately.
I mean, if I have a sense something's coming in, I cut out the sugars and I go for my fresh greens. There's many my spinach, my lettuce, my mustards, and some dandelion. And I find that makes an immense impact on my ability to resist infection. Immense. Acute or chronic inflammation, for me, in both instances, I find that if I clean up my diet quickly, it addresses it far more effectively than any of it through typically related.
And sleep. But be well rested. Sleep as much as you need to between now and the flu season and all the way through it. Like, sleep is a huge, huge thing that people forget about and cut out, and so many people are sleep deprived. And do what you can to get on top of your sleep and support loved ones to get on top of their sleep. It's really important. Even if you need to sleep 10 hours a night, try to make it happen.
How do you know how much you need to sleep?
Because you go to bed and then you sleep until you get up and you're not tired anymore. And so if that means that you're getting up really tired, if really fatigued, if you have to get up to do your thing at 8 o'clock, then maybe you're going to bed too late. So try to go to bed early enough to get that. And people that have chronic fatigue or severe sleep debt might need 11, 12 hours of sleep a night for months before they get back on their appropriate sleep cycle. That's not absolutely uncommon. I've worked with people who've had to sleep a lot.
So people that have chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia from not dealing with flu properly in the past, is there a remedy, therapy, or anything they can do to try to kick it once and for all?
Sure, yeah. I mean, all that stuff, sleep, food, the same kind of basic lifestyle things to just try to get the organism back into balance. Absolutely. Very good. Thank you all.
So I have some herbs here you might be interested in trying. One of the things you might definitely want to give a go to is the elderberry syrup, which I suspect if you're going to be trying anything,
Is that Sambucol or is that one of the ones?
No, this is one from Carissa's house.